Thanks, Bernie.
Americans seem to start first.
Well, if there's one criticism of Tim Mack, he can be a little bit disrespectful once or twice. I think our referee Bernie White there getting the thanks Bernie, or maybe they're just good mates, Richard, and I'm misreading the situation. Anyway, Michael Mullin to get things started. Well, we've seen plenty of that.
Great opener from Mike. Really solid at the foul line. Ball nicely into the pocket.
The baseball boy pitches himself a strike. And the skipper enjoyed it. And here's the Dallas Cowboy. Castillo made an uncertain start to this Weber Cup, but is far from uncertain now. And in many ways really embodies the confidence that this American quintet feels.
Yes, Dino's confidence has got better throughout the tournament. Started a bit shakily, but is really coming into his own now.
Here's the joker in the pack, Bill Hoffman. His confidence is never a problem. It's going to be tough for Team Europe to come back from this, Richard. I really sense it.
Yeah, so we were talking how Tim got his team refocused for the last session. Well, Thomas has got exactly the same problem to get over with his team. He really needs to get them refocused. They need to spare better.
What is it about the Baker format that seems to bring out the best in this European, in this American team? 3 different men, but the result the same. Strike, strike, strike. And here's Tony Manna to try and keep things going.
Well, you asked me if there had been a Baker 300, and apparently there has, Nick. Nico Teampont was telling me that there have actually been 2, at least to his knowledge, and they were both bowled by Team USA.
Well, are we on course for another one? So the 4 team members have done their job. The big man putting his weight behind this one. And there's the result. Those pins had no chance. And the skipper says, nice job, Tony. My turn now. They looked very tense and focused in the last session, these Americans, and the result was they won all 6 matches. That is not one of our cameramen, I have to stress. Our camera crew have much bigger cameras. Big in every sense. Oh, and Tim Mack's big there as well. 5 out of 5. This is ominous already for the Europeans.
Well, the Americans started like an express train in their last Baker match, and they're doing exactly the same here. If they can just stay clean from here, it's going to be a formidable target. But I strongly suspect that they're going to improve upon this. This is already at the high 230 pace.
Here's Mike Mullin. Is this 6 in a row? No, and it didn't deserve it either. Just a little bit heavy on that head pin.
Yes, this looked inside off of Mike's hand, and I was never really sure whether that was going to make a good enough pocket hit, and as you say, it was just a bit high. Left the 6 pin standing. Easy spare though.
So no perfect game here. See, there's our cameraman. That's Darryl. Look at the size of his camera, Richard.
It's a big one.
He's a big lad, is Darryl, I tell you. And a spare for Mike Mullin. Well, this is going to be a phenomenal score for Team USA, whatever happens here. Castillo trying to get them back in the strike zone, and does. Oh, this is flowing bowling from these Americans.
Well, another fantastic shot from the USA. Thoroughly deserving of the strike. Can Joker Bill add it? So can Joker Bill add to it and make a double and get it up to the 240?
Well, they call him the Joker. And I'll tell you, they'll all be laughing if he pulls out a punchline here, and he does. Absolutely superb bowling this from the Americans. Hoffman loved it right from the get-go.
Well, this is really top-class bowling from USA. Just one slightly errant shot from Mike Mullin, otherwise they're perfect. And I certainly wouldn't back against this guy adding to it.
No, never. Manna to put USA in a virtually unassailable position. I don't know how Europe are going to follow this, Richard. I really don't.
Well, they found it very, very hard to chase the 278 that Team USA set up in the previous Baker match. And if Team USA can strike out, it's 279 this time. So the odds are heavily in favour of USA in this opening match of the session. And they haven't even finished yet.
Don't bet against this man finishing off with a triple either. Well, that really was inevitable, wasn't it?
High 260 now and climbing.
Well, you win 7 in a row, excuse me. You win an entire session, and then you come out and you think there's going to be a let-up, surely. Not a bit of it. If anything, these Americans have cranked it up another notch.
Tim leaping off the approach there.
Well, what is going to stop him? What's going to slow him down? Maybe if he bowled from there, Team Europe might have a chance. Maybe a blindfold would help. Trouble is, Tim Mack would hit the pocket with a blindfold on the way he's bowling at the moment.
Oh, this is high-class stuff. Can they beat the 278 they set last time?
Well, if he gets all 10 here, it'll be 279. And there it is. And that is scary. .279. That's what Europe's got to beat if they're going to win this Baker and get themselves back into this Weber Cup. Frankly, it looks an awfully daunting prospect. All handshakes for our referee from the Europeans. Somewhat marked contrast to their American counterparts, it has to be said. And unlike Team USA, who leave their captain till the end, there have been some big changes here in the European lineup. Lee Anderson, the skipper, is the lead-off man, and this is very interesting that Lee Anderson has shuffled his pack here, Richard. And there's trouble already.
Yes, well, unlike America, he hasn't got a joker in his pack. This is not a good start, trying to attack 279. As a measure of the enormity of the task in front of them, once they get beyond the second frame, they are in a must-strike situation. And even then, if the next bowler up has an 8 count, it's all over right here.
Well, an impossible situation. Steve Thornton has been the number 2 guy throughout. That is the consistency in this lineup. The Bournemouth boy. Got to get the strike. And he does. So Thornton done his job. Now, Richard, if everybody strikes out from here, that would be a tie, wouldn't it?
No, that would be a 290 game.
Oh, so a win. So they can still do it then.
The dream is alive, but they are in a must-strike situation now. Every ball from the 3rd frame has to be a strike.
And this is frame 3. From the Netherlands, Nico Tienpont. Remember, if he only knocks down 8, it's game over. And that's that.
How did you know he was only going to knock down 8?
A 6th sense or something. And I wish it wasn't true as well. Well, it was always going to be a very, very difficult ask for these Europeans, but for this Baker to be over in the 3rd frame really is very disappointing indeed. But these fellas now need to use this Baker just to work out the lane and give themselves some kind of opportunity for the singles and doubles, because by my mathematics, at 15-10 now to the USA, they need 3 more points to win it. You've got to say that they need 4 out of the 5 singles and doubles, quite frankly, the Europeans.
Yes, they'll want to be closer to the USA than they are now going into the final session. And
this is the only man who bowled with any kind of distinction at all in those singles matches in the last session. The other 4 very disappointing. Verbruggen made a real fight of it and was unlucky. Bowled well and gets a strike there.
good shot from Gary. They just want to try and get a bit of rhythm in their game.
So it goes up to Tora Torgersen, and Tora's had a tough time and a ball change for the Norwegian.
Yes, well, I think this was very much on the cards. He'd been struggling using that ball that he was using in the previous 4 sessions, and really needed to try and make something happen. And let's see if he can.
By his high standards, he's had a disappointing Weber Cup.
The ball looked very good in practice. And it's not too shabby now either.
And even though this match, this Baker is over, this is very important for these Europeans just to get a feel for this lane.
That's right, and also develop some confidence to go into the singles with. Even though they've already lost this match, they want to go into the singles feeling confident and happy with their game. So it's important that they still make good shots and try and post a good score, even though it's going to be a losing one.
Here's the skipper again in frame 6, and he's found the strike zone as well. This is looking a bit more encouraging for the Europeans.
Yes, good shot from Thomas. Thomas playing with a bit more hook than we've seen him using so far in the tournament. Playing from further to the left and throwing it wider. Bringing it back nicely to the pocket. So the European team running at a high 2-1 pace now. Can Steve turn it into a high 2-2?
really taking his time over this, isn't he? Well, we've got one of our cameramen is down there, but I can't see what's disturbing Thornton at all. The cameraman's been down there all the time, so this is nothing new for Thornton. Now, I wonder what's gone on inside his head there. Oh, whatever it is, it doesn't seem to bother him at all, does it? That's 2 strikes for Thornton. That's good.
Well done, Steve. This is good stuff from Europe. And who knows, if they'd actually been bowling first, and they'd be very, very happy with this score at this point in the proceedings. A high 220 with plenty of possibility to improve upon that. But because USA already got that massive 279 on the board.
It's all academic, isn't it? Now, Team Pont is the only man who hasn't got a strike yet for the Europeans. So he really needs one here. There you go. Maybe they're going to make a fight of it yet. Yeah, as you say, I mean, it's worth making the point that this is quite a respectable score they're going to finish up with here.
Yes, as I say, they're now on the high 230 pace. They can actually hit 260, I believe. No, 270 they can hit.
That would be cruel indeed if they hit 270 and lose.
But it will be a big boost to their confidence if they can hit 270. They'll know that basically it was just the odd carry here or there that determined the match, not really that they were out bowled.
Nice job from Verbruggen. There's enough here in this European response in this Baker to suggest that we're going to see a match yet. I don't think they're going to just lay down and play dead.
Certainly not. Wouldn't expect them to anyway, even if this had been a bad game, but they're doing very well here. Torgerson to try and wrap it up and punch it out for 270. What a phenomenal Baker match this is.
Well, they're not going to get it.
Bad tap for Tora there.
Yeah. Just a bit of a unfortunate break there. Just as well that didn't mean something in the context of the match as well. That would have been cruel indeed. But they can still finish with 249. Which in normal circumstances would not be a bad score at all. 248 they'll have to settle for. So a good effort from Team Europe, 248, but it's not enough to beat the USA's 279. Their streak is now 8 wins on the trot, and in this race to 18 points, it's Team USA 15